last class, we did a bunch of visualizations. So the first thing I want to do today is create a dashboard. So first thing I'm going to do is create a dashboard. So I want to create a dashboard somewhere here, where I already have. So either you can say right here, new dashboard, or wherever you want in your file in between, like let's say I want it here, I will say new dashboard. And that's sort of the canvas I get. Okay. If anybody who, let's say, missed last week class or don't have their last week file, just request the person sitting next to you, or you should have come to me first. Maybe take the file of person sitting next to you, and that way you will have something to do today in case you were absent in the last class. Okay, guys, so everybody here, anybody got any issue? Before we get started, I want everybody get on the same page. Yes.
I'm sorry, how did you get to the dashboard?
You can right here, just like Excel.
Mac, it's the bottom left.
See right here, is that same as in modern Mac people?
I did right click, I just right clicked and clicked new dashboard.
So right click, or the clicks are right there. So when you open dashboard, all the sheets, all the visualizations you have created, they are available to you to drop them in your dashboard. Generally, we do not share our work, we do not showcase our work just by a simple visualization. We share it via dashboard with our audience, with our public, with our executives, as also, let's say you're creating a metric to see your profit sales, you will be creating a dashboard, which is made up of at least 2+ visualizations. Thank you. A couple of things you should see is right here. This is right now assuming that's how much your desktop browser is. If you want, you can increase its height depending on what you're using. If you are using a phone, you should change that. If you think in my last year, I had this guy who was like a guru in Tableau. I think he was working for Boeing or Intel, one of those companies, and he designed a very cool phone layout Tableau dashboard for the CEO of their company. So then that's how much real estate you have. So make sure you're aware of your size. Actually, these are all your visualizations. These are all the objects you have. Like you want to bring a web page. So if I put a web page there and don't go away. Let's say WB query. So those are all your external objects which you can bring in your dashboard if you want. And it shows up in your dashboard if you need to integrate an external web page, which we do not right now, but all those are available. You have containers. One of these containers, we'll get to that in a minute. One thing I will quickly get to is, I think in 2017 or 18, I was involved with this cryptocurrency conference, which was in Cleveland. I don't know if you know or not, this guy who's the senator of Ohio right now, who's a big pusher of cryptocurrency. I think he works with Trump too. He was at that time not a senator, but he was pushing for it in Ohio. And of course, I was in Ohio for 12 years. So he was a big part of that conference. My university was, and I designed a dashboard, which was right there at the beginning of the conference, which showed the layout of the conference, the rooms, stuff like that, where all the presentations are, sort of various info. So I created this dashboard for, they told me that I will have this huge screen at the entrance of the conference. But I went there, my dashboard was horrible. It looked very crappy. Any guesses what happened there?
Like a monitor or something.
It was, the screen was same size as they told me, but there's something they changed with the screen resolution. No, but you're getting there.
They flip it.
Yes, they flipped it. So instead of being, this is called what, this is a portrait, what is it called? Landscape. Instead of having landscape, it was straight. So my dad would look very weird on that. So you should be aware of how your customers are going to, what kind of screen they would be using, especially if you're designing it for a small group. Okay, so let's look, don't do the step right now, but let's say I want to use sales by category. When I drop that, the visualization comes and all this legend, filters, everything which was there in that visualization, it comes with it. Come on. It comes with, no, where did it go? Right there. The other thing is, so this is, I drop one, and then I can drop another one, and let's say a third one here, and then I can play around with it. This is a little bit tedious to do, and an easier way to drop all these worksheets would be, if you look at the bottom, you have the options of tile and float. Floating, as the name implies, that you can place all these visualizations anywhere you want. So change it to floating, and now see if you when you bring it, it's small size, it's easy to change. You can put them anywhere you want, and you can change their size. They're contained somewhere inside, and I can do various things with it. So I would suggest using that floating mechanism. So go ahead, do that. In any pre-visualization and put the map on the top. Well, it's still messy, that's fine, it's a work in progress, we are still fixing it. Now what I'm gonna do is, all these filters which came with my sheets, I will put them on the side, like that. Oops. This one is hidden, I have to move it first. Okay, let me.
You want me to send you this one?
Now here is where your creativity will start coming to play a part. If you click on this second link called layout here, layout, you can now select a viz and let's put a border around it so that at least we can see how it looks. I'm going to select each of them and put a different kind of border there. Makes it easy to sort of align them. So maybe make this one a little bit more smaller. Okay. I'm just showing you a very first starting point. So all the data is at the bottom and the map is on the top. Once you do that, you look at these legends, this filter available to you. Do I need all of them? Do I need that region, that sales? Is it really helping me? Yes, no. Let's say I don't want this one. I'll just remove it. This one I like this one too. This one, like, I don't want this one on, I'll just remove them. Okay, so now I have 3 filters left, which I can cleanly put on the right-hand side. Or I can even do a better job at that. Let's go back to dashboard. You have horizontal and vertical container. Let's take a vertical container, put that here for now. Vertical container, as the name implies, you can put things into it and group them together to have a little bit more cleaner look. So I am going to now press the shift key Put the first filter inside it. Shift key, drop the second one there too, and then the third one there as well. Again, I did it in a hurry, so I could have done a little bit more better job of, come on. Of aligning them. I guess I need to make it a little bit bigger, I messed up something here. Why is this one's? Something happened with that filter, but it's not reacting to me. That's fine, I can do Control Z, Control Z. Messed it up, no. Control Z, okay. Control Z, okay, I'm taking them out. I'm gonna first make this filter a little bit big, sorry, this take a little bit bigger. And now I will press the Shift key and drop the first one. Press the Shift key, drop the second one. Press the Shift key, drop the third one. Now they are nicely aligned. Okay.
Could you remind me, how'd you create that floating blank space?
But you get it from here.
Oh, got it.
And when you are dropping anything in that container, you have to press the Shift key and then drop it. So that then they become part of that container. And now I can move this container anywhere. I am going to make the size of this one a little bit bigger. First thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna click on my profit by state and I'm gonna say use this one as a filter. So when you say that, this visualization, whatever you select, is used as filter for all the other visualizations in there. So if I click use as filter, now if I click on Arizona, all the other three visualizations are only showing Arizona data. If I press control and if I select the others, they are reacting to that. Yes.
Is there a way to only have that visualization filter specific visuals in the dashboard and not just affect everything?
Yes. So that's a good question. If you want to do that, there is something called actions. And I know there are so many options. Dashboard. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm just trying to, right here, actions. I'm glad you asked that question. This sheet, I have the single action there added. So right here, I'm saying anything with profit by state, all those sheets are check marked. You can uncheck them. I think I went a little bit faster. Let me repeat this again. So whatever filters, so I can do the same thing here. I can say use this filter for all the worksheets. Where is that option? Apply to all the worksheets, I can choose that. So then I will have two actions. So right here in the dashboard, you have actions. I have many because I've created some other dashboards too. So this sheet, and then if you want to limit it to only one or two worksheets, you can uncheck the others from here. Okay, good question. I'm glad that you brought it up. Let's add a text on the top with the text object. My cool executive dashboard by, and you can write your name, Nitin Walia, created April 2025. I'm gonna make it bold, 16 in the center, okay. And
Where's the text box then?
they're right there with the objects.
Okay.
So you have a lot of options of objects. You can have image there, web page there, some other filters you can apply from objects. I will be, if you are making it for your work, I'll put that image also somewhere there. Add your company's image if you need to, and you can do multiple things there. This is our first simple, straightforward dashboard right there. That was me when everybody's so quiet. Question, guys, yes, Kate.
The filter box around, how did you adjust the size?
So what I have done is the filter right now, all the filters are inside a vertical container. So when I click, that's my vertical container. And this, you see those two lines? I don't know whatever the symbol is called, maybe a tab button on the top. You use that to move it around. So it could be, you have to be careful. Like when I click here, now this tab is only for that single filter, which will not work because I have grouped all the filters together inside a container. So you have to find this tab, which is for the whole container to move it around. Okay. This is one example. In the interest of time, I can also tell you, let me do it quickly. You don't have to do it. New dashboard. A lot of people, what they also do is they will first start all their work with containers, only containers. So in a single container, you can put multiple visualizations in it. And you can, let's say, for example, I can put this one there, and I can put this one. And I believe there's an option called distribute content evenly. Select the- Okay. Then you press Shift key to put it there. Then you press Shift key and then drop it. So I have now selected option. I just selected that. Where did it go? Maybe it's
You only got one thing in there, maybe you need the two.
no, right there. I was clicking on my visualization, not on my container. Distribute content evenly. Now, if I bring in another visualization and I press Shift and drop it inside that vertical container, they're both taking equal space. If I bring a third one, they will take in equal space. But what I was trying to get to was a lot of people, especially once they get familiar with using dashboard and start creating complicated one, they will first create multiple containers like that. And they will designate that in this filter, I'm putting this visualization, my text is going here, my pictures are going here. So they first start with only containers. Because a lot of times the design is coming from a paper or from a team meeting, as how your dashboard looks like. And then you start adding visualization inside those containers to keep them clean. A couple of other things, let me go back to my first dashboard. When you go to layout, you have the options to add border, extra padding on the container side. And you can also look at the hierarchy of your dashboard. So for example, right now I have only one container called vertical container. And inside that are my three filters of the hierarchy. So you can look at the hierarchy of your filters. Okay. I'm going to pause here for 5 minutes as I want to take a quick round and make sure that you have created some sort of dashboard. Or if you've already created a dashboard, maybe you want to try a couple of different things. And then we will do 4 or 5 more visualizations before ending our Tableau, then. Yes. They were.
Did you have to do something special?
Yes, yes, so for that, you have to say use this as a. So you can do the same, any of these filters, so if you go to any of these filters, you can always get apply this to other Press the shift. That's just the cost. On this visualization now. Then you can see. It's like, also do that, which I have done with a single filter. Filters
It started Power BI. Yeah, I think it makes sense. I can bring what you want to. Yeah, and then it's like.
Which I will let you explore yourself, but I'll show you where the functionality are. These names or heading of each of these, you can make them a little bit more so right here with the sheet name, I can also insert whether all these options available to me if I'm using. So for example, I can add the state name there, okay? And let's see if it works. So now it will not work with itself as a filter, but if I'm using some other filter, like in this case, it will work with that. So any state I select here, its name is showing up there on the top. And you can do that same thing with each of them. So for example, if I'm using this filter to select a state, I can insert the state name in all of them, and it will show me which state I have selected currently. And here are some other options available to make your things dynamic, which you can explore through that insert button in each of their names. Okay. Okay, guys, ready to move something new? Next thing.
You have to use, there's this.
Let's now create something called a waterfall chart, which looks really good. Let me open my other work as well. Okay, go to an empty blank worksheet. Okay, guys. And I am going to take subcategories, subcategory and profit. And put that profit there. That's a normal chart which we have been creating so far. But now I'm going to change this chart from a normal bar chart to a Gantt chart. Which if you are in the project management, project scheduling domain, you would have seen that. So like how we have the project schedule. So what I want to do is the first one is this was profit. I just want to show the difference from previous month to next month in my products. So right here, now something new which we are doing, add table calculation. Click on that. Add table calculation, and you will see multiple options there. Since we want to show the difference from previous to the next one, we will do the running total, which does the difference from, which will allow us to do the difference from one category to the next category. And just come out. And now I'm gonna take profit and put it on color. And take profit and put it on size. It didn't work, yes. It didn't work. Why is it not working? Because profit, it's not subtracting profit from previous category. We want it to subtract that. So what we will do is, we will trick Tableau into doing something, and how we trick it? Go to analysis and say create a calculated field. Yes,
Can you go back to the running total portion? I got lost there.
okay. Right there,
Yeah.
and just select running total and make sure it's stable across.
Thanks.
Now I am going to do a new calculated field, which I'll do twice in this visualization as well as in the next visualization to make it clear. I am now saying profit, and it shows me the profit field name. And I'm just gonna put a negative sign in front of it, so that when it's doing the running total, it will subtract rather than adding those together. So just add a negative in front of it. You can name this whatever you want to. Do not name it negative profit because I already have it there. So you can call it profit, negative profit 2, or whatever you want to. And now I will put negative profit on color and negative profit on size.
You just like made negative profit again.
Sure. Create calculated field. And right there, all the field names which you have are available to you. So for example, if I say sales, sales is available. If I say profit, profit is available. So I just said profit and I put negative sign in front of it. So that when we do running total, it will subtract from the previous category. I think I would like to maybe clarify this create calculated field one more way. Let me see how else can I, let me show you one example and we will come back to it if need be. New worksheet. Let me show you this one. Very.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that.
Come on. Let's see, this is a simple Excel view. We have our categories and how much is the profit from each category and sales. We don't have cost data available to us in our data set. If you want to show cost data, you want to use cost data maybe in your visualization, maybe in your presentation, how do we calculate that? You know, if it was Excel, we could have done some calculations. You can do this something similarly in Tableau as well, using something called create calculated field. So I will go there. Let's say for the sake of example, cost means sales minus profit. So I'll start typing sales. And I don't know what that is. Sales minus, and then I'll start typing profit. And since I also have cost in there, I'll call this as cost new values. So whatever you want to call it. So right now you have created this new field in your data set, just like how we do in Excel to clean data. You can do any mathematical calculations you want with numerical fields in Tableau as well. There's no change is done to your master data. This new field remains inside Tableau, which then we can use for any of our visualization. So if I do that, say okay, and the minute you do that, the cost new starts showing up here. Double click, it's there. And tomorrow you are working with multiple team members, multiple people on a same Excel sheet. How to find out what field name is coming from master data and what is a calculated field? Right here, you can see anything which is a calculated field has an additional equal to sign in front of it. That means that's a calculated field. It does not exist in the master data. That's a sign for it. Especially when you are collaborating with others, you can find it out via that sign itself. Okay, guys, there are multiple other things available, but I think I'll let you explore those things yourself. Like, for example, let me just show you at least. We will not do that. Go back for a second. Sure.
Last chart.
You mean the waterfall or the other one?
The other one you were just
The
doing.
great calculated field?
How did you get the measure values in underneath the filtered marks?
Okay. Let's put subcategory there. And you take the profit, double click onto it. Okay. Sales, double click onto it. Cost, double click onto it. Measure value is just combining it because we did a shortcut of double clicking. I was also using the shortcut. It's just combining all the measures together.
So my layout looks the same, but my values are different. Are you filtered?
Your values are different.
Yeah, are you filtered on something or?
No, I'm not, like for accessories, what are you seeing?
Accessories, sales, 167,000.
Do you have category or subcategory on the top?
Subcat.
I have the same thing.
Right, so maybe it's the data set, I can take a look at it during a break time.
But format is what we're after.
Yes, right, exactly. How to do it, how to do the calculated field.
Oh, yeah. I can.
That's what I was.
I just want to quickly show you one last thing, and then we will use our other data file, which is the more indicators. I created a simple chart with monthly data and sales. Like how we create, we have this 4 series of data. Our sales is east, south, central, east, whatever, those 4 directions. And we have normal series data, right? Like in a bar. I don't know, it's okay, it's not that great. So sometime in this scenario, I really like to use something called, which Tableau provides us, area charts and right, which makes a little bit more understanding that how much each of those uh, regions have the sale in each month. So you got a little bit more understanding looking at this chart compared to just simply looking those four bars going up and down. So if you like this chart, you can use, and all you're doing is changing this to area. That's it. Okay. Okay, guys. The next thing, what I would like you to do is please go back to Canvas. And under week 2, we have one more Tableau file, which is called World Indicator Starter File. You can open that, which is under week 2. Or there's one more option available to you. If you click on your show start page, go at the bottom, it's there at the bottom as well. It comes embedded with Tableau. So you can open it through there as well. I'm just going to close this file and open Tableau again. And then you can click it and you will have this new data file. While we are doing that, in my previous on Tuesday class, one of the students, he had a question and he came to me with something, and it was a really good question. So I want to show you that as well. So the student was working on a Brazil data. I don't know if you know Bruno from Tuesday section. So he was looking at Brazil data, and when you have more than one data set open in your Tableau, whichever is the gray one, that's the one you're using, okay? So he was working in this. Anybody knows Portuguese? No, this means country, this means state. I'm guessing, I learned it on Tuesday. So this sheet was not working properly for him because this is a country and these are states. But we don't have any longitude, latitude data here. So if you go back to your data source for Brazil, right here, Tableau is showing you all your data in an Excel format. Tableau is not recognizing those fields as geographical location. So it's thinking it is simply a string. So you click there and you change it to, this is a country or region, and these are state. Same thing, let's say if this was a zip code and the Tableau was thinking this is a string, I would have come here and changed it here as well. So the minute I change those two fields to now country and state, I go back, longitude and latitude got added. And now I can drop that data for various states, and it is still not working. There was one more issue with this. If you go to map, edit location, and it's thinking we are still in the United States. So if you're doing international data, you change this to whichever country you're working with. And the minute we do that, you can see it start recognizing most of the states in that country. It's doing that. Because it was thinking by default, because like every other software company is spying on us, it knows our IP address, it knows we are in Arizona. So it takes that by default. But now it is working. That's sometimes you have to do when you have international data. You have to tell which country you are in. So now let's get to World Indicators dataset and do something called heat map. Okay. So in this data, we have population data, life expectancy data, GDP data for more than 100 countries. So I'm going to take this country and put it on color. And Tableau's asking, are you sure you want to bring that much data in? I say, yes, I want to. And this is all the countries you have. Those boxes are simply right now representation of different countries. They don't mean anything numerically. They're all same size boxes. So now I have, I don't know, maybe 100 countries right there. Now I want to put something in there to represent data. I can do population, I can do GDP, whatever you want to. Let's do population. Now I'm gonna take population and drop that on size. And voila, now the heat map pops up. What does this first box says? Yes, question.
The data on mine doesn't upload, like when I try to add country and region to that color filter, that thing that says could, well, it says could not find the referenced file.
Okay, so if that's happening, click here and click on this world indicators. And then if you do the steps, it will work.
They click where?
On the Tableau symbol and at the bottom right here. I want to add a little bit more information here. And how do you do that? I'm gonna again take country, drop it on label. And I'm gonna take population, drop that on label as well. This card is not adding much value. That's okay. I am going to put population total in filters as well, since it's filter, sum, next, range of values, apply, okay, and then show filter. So now, I can. So there are only two countries once you go beyond, I'm guessing, what, 50 billion? India and China, I guess. See? The world population is anywhere from that number to, I don't know how much. It doesn't look, it's not 17 trillion. I don't know how much is it. But maybe it's the urban population. But the two countries are the one who dominate. And if we remove that, you can see we can start adding more and more information which is visible in there. Let's do the same one. Can you do the same one? Instead of using countries' population, can you do with GDP? And it's very interesting and then we can create a dashboard, one heat map with population and one heat map with GDP. And I think a couple of you got stuck, so I can help if anybody got stuck somewhere. Okay. Anybody else need my help? Let me know.
If it goes on the filters when you got into the population, you did the sum.
Yes, and anytime you're doing numeric, we are doing sum.
That's what I knew. That's what we're ties.
Some sort of.
Yes, I'm done.
Last week and I just already did my.
We then drop that on label and label as well, so that we have that label showing up there. You have to, how do we show and filter? We have done it in the last class too. Yep, show filter, yep.
Correlation with Tommy John. We just did like Uber Eats in New York.
And size.
Did you get it?
And that would be your country, same tree map with country. A very popular app, popular website. I don't know if you guys use it or not. Or maybe I'll show it here. With the bigger screen. One second. I'm assuming this is some, they are using a heat map there. Of course, that map doesn't look good, but yeah, so that is your heat map, but showing 500 companies right there. Yeah, question, somebody was raising their hand? Yes.
Just curious on our dashboard, what the number is, what's 17 billion?
I think it's a old data, the population is 17 billion, that's the highest. Or is it urban data? Let's look at it.
There's only like 9 billion people in the world. Yeah, there's only like 9 billion people in the world.
Okay, let's see.
That's how much the government reports.
So is this 17? Is that adding it up?
I'm looking at average.
Let's see. No, is that 17 billion or trillion? How much is that?
Billion.
So,
Way wrong.
it should not be, should be close to the billion. Let's see what they are showing, what this data is showing. That's what the data set has. That's right. I don't know why, maybe it's a old data.
Aggregation to average instead of sum.
Average, well,
Between this data set.
It looks like it's age, the population is age data and it's summing the ages of all the people.
that is under a different categories, I believe, everything, that is right here under life expectancy. Under health.
Is it their current age though?
That's gonna be the screen.
Now it's 1 trillion or something.
No, but that's right, actually. Yeah, that's 1.3 billion.
The 1.3, let's change it there too then.
Yeah, that sounds like the government estimate.
That's right. Average number. You just click it, wherever the green pill is, and then you can change the measure to whatever calculation you want to show, max, min, average, median, count.
Instructor says we're going to.
Let's get to the last visualization of why that's just, and then we are done with the Tableau part, at least in class. Okay. So what I am going to do here is, I want to look at the average age. So let me see country. I'm gonna put countries here. And I'm gonna take average life expectancy male, or let's take male, put it there. And of course, people don't live to the age of 1000. So, and now we know that some of the data is, so we'll do average, and that fixes that. I'm gonna make one change instead of country, because I thought that was region. That's not region, that's country. It will be too much data. I'm gonna take country out and just put region. So easy for us to see the data. So that is the average age in Africa, Asia, Europe, and all those things. Now I'm gonna change this to circle. Let's just do circle. Okay. So that's the average age in each country. And now I'm gonna take country and drop the country on color. He said, oh, do you wanna add all the members? Yes, I do. Now we have all the country in each of those regions, Africa, Asia, Europe, and I'm gonna say, oops, come on, entire view. It's a little bit more. The concern here is all these data points are these are on Africa, these are on Asia and stuff. Another way and a cool way where we can now do something which is not normally possible. How do we separate these things out? So I'm gonna create another calculated field, and I'm just gonna say random. Random. Just a random data, and I'm gonna call it rand1. And I did not mention it before, anytime you're doing mathematical formula, which we are not here, it tells you whether it's valid or not. So it checks it for you. Do okay. And now I'm gonna take that random thing and drop it on columns. It just helps me. Those are random numbers generated, and it opens up that data point for me. It's not doing anything statistically, it's not doing anything with the numbers. It was just my way to open my data up. And I don't even want to see it, so I'm gonna uncheck here so that, because it was just a trick for us to do that.
How did you remove it?
So click onto it, right click and say, where it says show header, uncheck that. I know my is never to remove or always have our chart start from zero. But for this class example, I'm gonna double click on my y-axis like that, so that I can show you, and I can say I want my custom one, and I'll start from 40. Not 440. So if I double clicked here, double click, custom, and click start from 40. If I were inclined to do this and show this work, I will put a big text box somewhere, a label saying, please note the chart, the legend or y-axis starts from 40. It's a consciously done, not to misrepresent data. So I'll put that disclaimer there. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna do is click on this something called analytics here, which we have not done so far. Okay, click on analytics. You see that average? Take that average line. We can put that average line for all the fields we have on column. First one is that random, which doesn't make any sense, which we are not using. I'm only using a life expectancy. Should I put it for whole column, each pane or cell? Whole table, which is for all the regions. I'm gonna drop it right there. And that's the average age of the whole world. I'm gonna put average again, and this time I'm gonna put it on the pane, so it will show for each region, and those are for my each region as well. Anybody want me to repeat that?
Wait, how did you edit for each region again? Sorry, I missed that.
So you just take the average and drop it on the pane. We do want to do cell, I'm guessing I'm not done. The whole cell, I'm guessing it will do for each country. It will really get too crowded there. Okay, let's make these now lines a little bit more user friendly. So I'm gonna click, first of all, this average is 66. I'm gonna click onto it and say edit. And right now, it's calculating that computation. I'm gonna change label to custom and I'll say average world 66. I'm just making my own label for there, say okay, and it shows there. I said format, and now I can even change some shading if I want to, change the line, make it a little bit more darker. You can do all that with that. Same thing with these other ones. I want to make them a little bit more user friendly. I'm gonna click on average, edit. Again, change computation to custom. But this time I will put the field, is it field name? Let me No, not field name, value. Let me see, yes, I'm gonna put the value there. And field name, no, field name doesn't work. I'm trying to get each region name there. You know, it's not getting each region name there. Computation, no. So it's, there's no option to get just a region name, but at least I can get the value for each region, the average. And that would be a chart with some analytics added to. And that was sort of my last demo to you. Before we end, I want to show you one more thing that you don't need to do. If you remember, I showed you that in the last class, that Hans Rosling video. This is a similar version of that Hans Rosling video. I have birth rate on columns, life expectancy on y-axis, and then I have simply put region and country on the color and the shape, which is pretty straightforward, nothing that unique or great here. But what something different I'm doing here is, we have years, or if you have years data, I am taking that years and I'm putting that on something called pages on the top. So I took year and just put it on the pages, and this thing shows up. Now, what does that thing help me do? So now if you have data over multiple years, you can press the play button, and while you're speaking, your data is dynamically moving over the years. All you have to do is put your ear in the pages. That's it. That link which is there on the chat. Okay, guys, any question, anything I can repeat before we end this demo session? Okay, let me stop sharing, stop recording.